Hi, and welcome back to the Case Mobile Notaries channel. My name is Celine, and I'm a notary. I've been a notary since 2006, and we're going to talk about something that's a little alongside of the law, because I do like, laws, and I used to want to be an attorney, and, so I'm always keeping my little ear to the streets or attorney streets, like the notary streets. I don't know if I can say that, but keeping my ear to that too. And I came across a law called Rule 11 that is similar to the things that notaries do. So I wanted to go over the comparisons and let you know what that is. And also maybe this is something that, you as a notary can also maybe look to and say, hey, if I kind of follow this, then I'm doing the right thing. And actually next week for my clients, I'm going to talk about what that law means for you as well. So stay tuned for the next video after this one. We'll go over that. So first, let's talk about what is Rule 11. So Rule 11 is primarily associated with federal court procedures in the U.S. It governs attorney conduct regarding the filing, and submission of legal documents to the court. So the rule ensures that documents are not submitted for improper purposes, such as like harassment, unnecessary delays, and that claims and defenses are supported by existing law or a good faith argument for its modification. So I know that's a lot. So that's the formal definition. We're going to break this down into bite-sized pieces and say, hey, this is what Rule 11 does for federal courts. How is it similar to notaries? We're going to get into that in just a moment. So key points about Rule 11. Rule 11, again, requires attorneys to certify that their filings are not made to harass, cause delay, or increase litigation costs. The claims or defenses are warranted by law or a reasonable extension of it. And factual, that's key. Contestants have evidentiary support or are expected to have support after further investigation. So basically we're saying, hey, make sure everything is factual. You know how as notaries we do the oath to make sure our clients are have given, for example, in real estate documents, have given the lender all the factual details about their income and if they're going to be able to make this payment for the loan and things like that. So that's just one example. So Rule 11, it applies like uniformly for all federal courts. So this is all federal courts around the U.S. However, states have similar laws as to Rule 11. That's why I'm highlighting it, because these laws also are in each and every state, maybe a little bit differently, but similar. And since I'm in Michigan, and I'll link in the description the number, but we have a similar law for Rule 11 as well. It's MCR 2.114. And I'll put that down so you can do your own research and look it up if you're interested in knowing what that is, if you're ever in a situation. But let's talk about the differences between the rules and how as notaries we can look to that as like, maybe, something that we look at and kind of mirror in a sense while we're out doing our notary business and handling our clients. So the principle of accountability, that's one of the things that Rule 11 has in it. So let's say the differences. So Rule 11 emphasizes that documents must be filed in good faith, not for improper purposes like harassment or unnecessary delays. Okay, for notaries. Notaries mirror this accountability by verifying signatures, willingness, awareness, and identity, ensuring fraud prevention. So you see how those are kind of close? You see how Rule 11 and what we do as far as accountability goes? So let's look at that. So the next one that I feel notaries we mirror good faith certification in notaries. Rule 11 requires attorneys to confirm factual and legal support for claims. So now, what do we do as notaries? Notaries must confirm that signers understand the documents they're signing and are not under duress or undue influence. So we as notaries got to make sure your signer is aware. We got to make sure no one is coercing them into doing it. Also, I have a whole video about the cohesive law. So I'll link that in the description as well, so you can take a look at that. But yeah, so we have to make sure that they're signing under their own free will. Okay, so that's part of Rule 11 as well. So how else? Lastly, I'm going to talk about one more thing. Lastly, of how Rule 11 is similar to what notaries do. So sanctions and responsibilities. So Rule 11, violations result in sanctions to the attorney, teaching a lesson in professional responsibility. So if you as an attorney, you know that your client is not telling the truth, or you haven't done your due diligence and research what they have told you is true to some, belief, is no way you can know, everything as an attorney, but you have tried to make sure your client is telling you the correct information and all of that, and that you're not being deceived and things like that. There are sanctions for that. Now, we as notaries, we have something similar, right? So notaries face professional and legal consequences if we fail to uphold our ethical obligations. And what do we mean by ethical obligations? What's ethical? We're making sure that people are who they say they are, so we're checking IDs. We're making sure they're not being coerced into signing something they don't want to sign. We're making sure that they are, signing under their own free will. You know what you're signing. You know that you do want to sign this. So that's our examples of what we're doing. And you can't know everything. When as a notary, when you go in, you don't know the whole situation of anyone, but you're there for the few moments that you are there. And if you're asking the proper questions, then you're doing the good faith estimate, or good faith basis, there. So I just wanted to bring and highlight Rule 11 to you all. It's an interesting law that notaries, we also, in a sense, abide by as well. So as a notary, your role is vital in safeguarding the integrity of signed documents. So by following Rule 11's examples of accountability and due diligence, you contribute to the trustworthiness of the legal processes. So I just wanted to highlight that today. And in the comments, have you ever encountered a situation where thoroughness saved a document from being rejected or challenged? So if you have, put that in the comments. And like I said, next week, I'm going to talk about how Rule 11 is and what our clients or your clients need to know about Rule 11 as far as when they're signing documents and it says sworn and subscribed, that they are telling the truth to the best of their knowledge and belief. So I want to thank you for joining us. I hope you had fun learning this. I did. I'll put some information in the description about it so you can learn more as well. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, comment. Bye-bye.